Hello everyone, welcome to this session of all about IPM at IIM. My name is Jaimin Shah. I am the academic head for undergraduate management studies at IMS. Today we are going to look at what is IPM, why IPM, the degree provided by IIMs, their fees, intake, eligibility criteria, the paper pattern, some salient features, and how can IMS help you to achieve your dream college. So what is an IPM? IPM is an integrated program in management. It's a 5-year course offered by Indian Institute of Management. Recently, some of the non-IIMs have also started offering an IPM degree. This program is aimed at students who have passed out of 12th standard or would be passing this academic year. The first 3 years are an undergraduate program where student undergoes a rigorous training on fundamental subjects like mathematics, statistics, economics, some social science subjects such as psychology, philosophy, sociology, etc. And the last 2 years are post-graduation year where student undergoes a training in MBA and he or she can select the specialization, one among finance, marketing, HR, system, operations, IT, etc. Now let's see why one should aim or one should opt for IPM after 12th. Basically, you are there in IIMs for 5 years. Rather than spending 2 years for your MBA, you can spend 5 years in IIM. And obviously, everyone knows that the brand IIM has a lot of weightage and that will remain with you throughout your life. One of the most important reasons to do an IPM after 12th is the peer group which would be there along with you. That would be the best of the best minds from India that would be coming for this program. Couple of reasons. First, all the students who get into this program, they have to clear an aptitude test. And the second, some of the IIMs also evaluate you on the basis of your communication skill via personal interview round. So not only your aptitude skill, but also your communication skill are been tested. No more entrance test for MBA after graduation, so you don't have to study all over again. Once you are preparing right now, you crack it so that you come out after 5 years with an MBA degree. You have an access to the top-notch faculty for 5 years rather than having just their, their experience for 2 years. You will have their experience for 5 years. And the best in class digital infrastructure is what you will have for the period of 5 years. All the IIMs, they also offer you a student exchange program. Some of them offer you after 3rd year. Some of them offer you, while you are in the 5th year. And the most important is the campus placement. I am sure most of us are aware about the campus placement that are being, backed by the students who study at IIMs, right? Now, let's see which IIMs provide an IPM program. So, we have IIM Indore, then we have IIM Rohtak, IIM Ranchi, IIM Jammu and IIM Bodh Gaya. Their eligibility criteria, they generally say that a student, for example, if you are appearing for the IPMAT exam in this year, that is 2023, you should have been born on or after 1st of August 2003, okay, which ideally turns out to be you should not be more than 20 years. I mean, roughly, approximately, you can say that, right? And the qualifying exam, a student should have appeared and should have passed with certain percentage in, their 12th standard. That depends from, again, IIMs to IIMs in your 12th board examination. So these are the basic eligibility criteria. It differs slightly from, varies from IIMs to IIM. Now let's look at an IPM program at IIM Indore. So the degree that they provide is BA, that is Bachelor's of Art, Foundation of Management plus an MBA degree. So if a student take an exit after 3 years, they get a BA degree. Okay, and if they complete their MBA, they get both the degree. So yes, you have an option to take an exit after 3 years if you want to. The intake as of today is 150. The fees is 5.5 lakh per annum for the first 3 years, and then the 2 years fees to what it would be at that time, for the MBA, whatever is the fee, you need to pay that. If we talk about the placement figures, we can see the placement figures. The average package of the student who graduate after doing their MBA from IIM Indore, the average is 25 lakhs per annum, and the median is close to around 24 lakhs per annum. IIM Indore have 31 international tie-ups. We talked about the student exchange program, right? So they have 31 different tie-ups with the various university colleges across the globe. A student can aim at one of them while they are in the third year, and probably if they want to while they are in the fifth year. The most important feature of this program at IIM Indore is the sabbatical up to 2 years after the first 3 years. So after you complete your 3 years, you can take a BA degree and inform college that you want to take a sabbatical and gain some practical experience in the corporate world, and then come back to do your MBA. So it's up to 2 years. So you can have an experience of 1 year, you can have 2 years, you can take a break in between of 1 or 2 years and then come and continue your MBA. So that's very much possible at IIM Indore, and it is possible only at IIM Indore as of today. So this is one of the very great feature about this program at IPM at IIM Indore. And IIM Indore also provide you a social and a summer internship. So social internship is provided, it's after you complete the first 2 years, and summer internship is after you complete the 4th year. Okay. In social internship, student get, an opportunity to work with a CSR unit of, some Reliance group or a Tata or some NGOs, Vedanta group. So there are various, groups where students get, chance to work with and have some hands-on experience. And in the summer internship, students generally are placed, in one of the top corporates, MNCs, where if a student has opted for a finance or a marketing specialization, they can do a summer internship of 2 months in that field in some company in which they are placed. So before completing an MBA, you can have a hands-on experience about the corporate world as well. Now, if we talk about the paper pattern at IIM Indore, so IIM Indore 2019 paper pattern was different. 20 and 21 it was different than 19, and 22 was again different. So we are going to discuss about the IPMAT Indore paper pattern of last year, that is 2022. Historically, IPM Indore, IPMAT Indore always have been, always have 3 sections. The first section is quantitative ability short answer section. The second section is quantitative ability MCQ section, and the third section is verbal ability. Last year, the short answer QA short answer section had 15 questions, 4 marks for every question. MCQ had 30 questions, again 4 marks for every question, and VA verbal ability had 45 questions, 4 marks for every question. IPMAT Indore is the only entrance where every section has a sectional time limit, and each section had to be attempted in 40 minutes. If you can see the star mark at QA short answer section is basically where you don't have an option, you have to type the correct answer. Okay, and in that section there are no negative marking. So negative marking is there only for the second and the third section, that is QA MCQ and the verbal ability. So this is about the paper pattern at IPMAT for IPMAT Indore. Now, if I look at the final selection in the IPM Indore program, so 65% of the weightage is given to the aptitude test score, and 35% of the weightage is given to the personal interview. That also means a student who has scored higher marks in aptitude will have a better chance, because the weightage is, very high as compared to that of personal interview, right? Now, let's look at the IPM program offered by IIM Rohtak. So the degree that they provide you is BBA plus MBA. In IIM Indore it was BA, here it is proper a BBA degree. Intake is 160, the fees is more or less same as that we have at IIM Indore, 5.5 lakhs per annum for the first 3 years and then 2 years MBA fees. The average placement is around 16 lakhs per annum, but here one need to understand that except for IIM Indore, for none of the other 4 IIMs, that is IIM Rohtak, IIM Ranchi, IIM Jammu and IIM Bodh Gaya, the first batch has not passed out. Okay, so this average placement that you can see here is for their MBA program. Okay, but however, we know that the IPM students eventually go and sit with the students who get an entry for MBA after graduation, and the placement pool is, it's a common pool, so we can easily assume that this is how, the average placement of IIM Rohtak would also look like. They have only 4 international tie-ups, and that can also be seen in their placement, where the international offers, the foreign placements are slightly lesser, on the lesser side as compared to the other IIMs. Okay, and the important feature about this program at IIM Rohtak is you have to do an internship at the end of every academic year. Now, if you look at the exam paper pattern, it has 3 sections. It also had a logical reasoning section. So it has only one quant section, quant, logical reasoning and verbal ability. Every section has 40 questions and 4 marks for every question and -1 for every question that you go wrong. There are no sectional time limit. IIM Indore, IPMAT Indore had a sectional time limit. This paper does not have a sectional time limit, and it's a 2-hour paper. So you can switch from one section to another whenever and how many times you want to. If you look at the IIM Rohtak IPM final selection, so 45% of the weightage is given to the aptitude test score, 15% to the personal interview score, and 40% to the past academic, that is 20% to 10th and 20% to your 12th grade. However, this year IPM, IIM Rohtak have not come out with the final selection criteria. This criteria are of the last year. We assume that it would be more or less on the similar line this year as well. If we move on to IIM Ranchi. So IIM Ranchi again provides you a BBA and an MBA degree. It accepts the IPMAT Indore score. IIM Ranchi do not conduct their own entrance. They accept the IPMAT Indore score. Okay. Intake is 120. The fees is approximately 16 lakhs for the first 3 years, and then as we saw for the other IIMs, the 2 years fee for the MBA that you will be paying for the 4th and the 5th year. The average placement at IIM Ranchi for the MBA student is 16 lakhs per annum. They have 12 international tie-ups, more than that of IIM Rohtak, and that can be clearly seen in the placement figures, the placement report that we see. They have a lot more international offers as compared to that of IIM Rohtak. If you look at the final selection, the IIM Ranchi final selection, one is the aptitude test. They take the score from the IIM Indore and then they call student for the personal interview round. Now, here there is no weightage given, like what is the weightage for the aptitude test or a personal interview, they may or may not take the past academic. There is no clear indication on their website. So, I mean, it's not there since last 2 years. So, we go ahead with an assumption that they shortlist student based on personal interview, and maybe in personal interview, they would evaluate the profile of a student which include the, past academic as well. Now, let's move on to the IPM program at IIM Jammu. So, again, they provide BBA and an MBA degree. The exam that IIM Jammu take is JIPMAT. Okay, so JIPMAT is an exam which has been conducted jointly by IIM Jammu and IIM Bodh Gaya. Recently, till last year there were 60 seats. Now, recently they have mentioned that it's likely to become 120, and hence you can see the asterisk mark there. So, it's not yet confirmed. Okay, the fees is 5.33 lakhs per annum for the first 3 years, and the 2-year MBA fees for the 4th and the 5th year. The average placement of IIM Jammu is at around 13 lakhs per annum, and they have 16 international tie-ups, again more than Rohtak and Ranchi. The final selection of the IPM IIM Jammu program is 95%, as you can see, is based on the JIPMAT score, and 5% on the gender diversity. 0 marks for a male candidate and 5 marks for a female candidate. So it's simple, black and white there. We'll talk about JIPMAT later once we discuss the program at IIM Bodh Gaya. Again, they provide you BBA, MBA. They accept JIPMAT. They have 120 seats. Fees is slightly on the lesser side for the first 3 years, not marginal difference. It's 4.5 lakhs for the first 3 year, and as usual 2-year MBA fees. The average placement is 12 lakhs per annum, and they have 27 international tie-ups. So if you look at IIM Jammu and IIM Bodh Gaya, though they have started late as compared to IIM Rohtak and IIM Ranchi, okay, the international tie-ups with just two colleges, they are higher in number as compared to the Rohtak and Ranchi, okay, and that is clearly reflected in their final placement report. And IIM Bodh Gaya, they only consider the JIPMAT score 100% based on your JIPMAT score. Till now, they have, till last year, there was no interview or anything. You never know, this year it might change. Now, let's look at the paper pattern at JIPMAT. So, it has 3 sections, that is QA, quantitative ability, 33 question, 4 marks each, DI and LR, again 33 question, 4 marks each, and VA and RC, 34 questions, 4 marks each. So, all the question, 100 question, 4 marks each, -1 for every incorrect, no sectional time limit, and this is for 2.5 hours and not for 2 hours. So, IIM Indore and IIM Rohtak is for 2 hours, JIPMAT is for 2.5 hours. Now, how can an IMS help you to achieve your dream college? So, we are the market leader when it comes to the IPM or a BBA test prep, okay. So, we have one of the best result in India, number of students going to the IPM program or a BBA program. The faculty who teaches for the IPM BBA are highly experienced. The study material and the workshops and everything that we provide is exhaustive for students to crack any entrance test that they are aiming at. And the test series that we have is the closest to the actual test. Okay, every year we keep on changing our paper depending upon what was what question type have been tested last year and last to last year. You will have the abundant online resource when it comes to the topic wise test, the sectional test, then you'll have the full length mocks. One of the very key important feature that we always talk about is the all round mentoring. So every student is assigned a mentor, okay, where a student can discuss with the mentor on a one-to-one basis about the study plan, what a student should be focusing on in next 1 month or next 2 months. The mentor, the student can then go to the mentor after 2 months or 3 months to discuss the schedule further, analyze the mock, how to improve the score. The scores are stagnant, how to improve the scores, which colleges, which IIM that they should be applying to, and various other things a student can discuss on a one-to-one basis, and parents student feedback session. So we regularly conduct the PTM for our students on a regular basis to keep parents updated about their ward's progress. So it's a you can say that it's a complete package that a student or a parent who aim at so that's all about. Thank you.